Hello everyone, Mio here, part of the PMPV and Mio little duo that we got going on. Today I'm going to be doing a general soul purpose reading today. I'm going to start off with our I Am Affirmation Deck. If you have not picked up one of these, we're down to a handful left, so if you'd like to order some or go find some in person, you can still find yours at the Alchemical Cabinet, downtown Container Park. And then I'll be restocking our location in Henderson at IMR Float, as well as if you have any retailers that you know would want to sell these decks, we would love to talk about doing a larger pre-order for our next batch that we're going to be doing. So enough of that. If you want to order some, you can order on miobaclini.com. But let's get started. So I'm going to pull some affirmations first, then we'll go into tarot, we'll do some clarifiers, we'll see what's going on. If you like more relationship type readings, you can check out my other channel, Souls and Stardust Podcast. I run that channel with Shannon. We have a podcast. We've got 4 seasons of spirituality conversations between 2 of us. So you can always check out that kind of stuff if you're into that. All right, what messages? So first, let's start here. Let's start by taking a deep breath. I feel like this helps cleanse a lot of things. So we're just gonna stop for a second, just in through the nose and out. Another deep cleansing breath in, out. Just pay attention to how your neck and your shoulders feel today, how much tension you are carrying in them. You want to be as calm as you possibly can. You want to keep your nervous system as calm and collected as it can be for a number of reasons. So if you are energy sensitive like myself, you can pick up on other people's stuff very, very easily. And if you don't know what to do with that information energetically, it can affect you where you'll turn around and not know how to process it, and then it'll come, you know, you'll fly off the handle, or you'll feel like a breakdown, or you'll feel really heavy or something like that. So it's really important that we stay grounded, we cleanse our energy daily, we set positive intentions so that we keep our mind focused, grounded, and our vision up ahead and strong. I am big on showering and grounding in the water that way. Even though I'm a big earth sign person, I find myself, like, if I can shower, I can mentally take my mind to the place where, you know, from the top of my head to the tips of my toes, I can shower and everything will run down, and anything that's not mine will run down the drain. Anything that's not mine to carry, anything that no longer has a lesson or a purpose tied into it for the moment being. Maybe it might come up later on, but right now it's very much about learning to be in the moment and only holding on to and thinking about the things that are going to contribute to moving your needle forward and putting you one step ahead of you know, one foot in front of the other, basically. Okay, so with that little rant out of the way, or channel, whatever you want to call it, let's see what messages we have for today. I am. So the power of an I am statement. It is not I am trying. It is not I am going to do. It is I am. It is in this moment. It is who I am. It is my state of being. Let's see. I am healing from the past. Very true. I am healing from the past. This is an ongoing process too. I feel like this healing that comes up is like a lifelong process. I am recovering from my traumas. Absolutely. I am recovering from my traumas. And what does recovery look like for each of us? Does it look like, do we shut people off? Do we give distance, space? Do we integrate the pain? Do we integrate the emotions? Do we cast blame? Do we take accountability? Do we shift our perspective so that we can actually understand the lessons behind our trauma? Everything is an opportunity. Everything is a lesson. What could we have planned before this lifetime to know that when we were coming into Earth School here, that we were going to need to work through a bunch of stuff, because in the end, it all amounts to soul growth, healing, and expansion, and the ripple and the effect that we can leave on the world behind us, because we want to leave the world better than we found it, and we want to leave it better than it was handed to us. I am healing my inner child. Damn, I am healing from the past. I am recovering from my traumas, and I am healing my inner child. Dude, there's a lot of inner child stuff that's coming up. And I was telling a few friends that I had a past life regression done recently, and the main thing that was coming up were these childhood wounds and feeling energy from my mother, taking on stuff that was hers and not necessarily mine, but being energy sensitive, not realizing at the time that I was taking on her traumas, but they were also my traumas, but enmeshment and amplifying energies, like just stuff that was naturally occurring and I didn't realize I was doing, because as a child I didn't have energetic boundaries. So what happened to our family, what happened to, whatever happened to your family and to your childhood, it might all be resurfacing right now, and it might be all tying in. Oh, the wind is picking up too. Yeah, so it's moving energy around. It's anything that was stuck and dormant and stagnant might be coming to the surface right now. If you have ever broken a bone, if you have ever had scar tissue, you know that the recovery process can sometimes be worse or more painful to deal with than the actual initial injury. So be patient with yourself and be gentle with yourself if you still experience pain, or these things are coming up and you're like, dude, I fucking thought I dealt with this already. I don't know why this thing keeps coming up. Sorry, I need to take a drink of water real quick. So making sure you stay hydrated, stay nourished, keep your nervous system calm, be around people who are good for you, not forcing yourself to be in places like you don't have to put yourself in and put yourself upon other people's energy too. Letting things come to you versus making things happen. Just being in a state of flow, being in a state of contentment and happy with where life is right now, today, in this very moment. You're alive, you're living, you're breathing. You have survived everything you've been through up until this point. So you got to figure out what are these lessons from the past? What are these traumas? And how can I cultivate play with my inner child? So I was talking, if you watch me on Instagram Live at Mio Baclini, I had one Imprima on, and she is a quantum healer. And we were talking about that when you're doing quantum healing, there's not just healing on the quantum level where you're meditating and you're going into these spaces, or you're revisiting your past younger versions of yourself and you're working on these healing things, right? You can also cultivate quantum playground and quantum playing, and making a sandbox, so a place where you meditate and you go to this location in your mind that is fun. You are exercising the things that you want to do in your life. You can practice, you can see yourself doing XYZ, wherever you need to go to envision yourself playing, creating, having a dream of grandeur, So, and then this one came out with it too. I am learning to trust others. This is a big one. I keep getting this one quite often in my everyday type pulls, because, part of healing my inner child is learning to trust others, because my trust was violated at such a young age from various aspects, different levels, and we don't compare traumas here at all. Everybody's trauma is very unique to you, and we don't invalidate, and we don't compare D sizes when it comes to trauma. But this learning to trust others is because as a child, a lot of us that have been through traumatic things have realized like our trust has been violated. So all we have are ourselves, or we have to keep people at an arm's distance. We can't let them in because X, Y, Z. If I let them in, it's a if-then connection. If blah, 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 then blah, blah, blah. Learning to trust others is recovery, but using your discernment to make sure that the people you trust are safe spaces. Not everybody in your life will understand your healing process and your recovery process. They might think it's really difficult sometimes for people who have known you for a long time, or they know the people that caused the trauma as well, and so they'll have like their own third-party opinion on what happened or anything like that, or maybe they don't take accountability for their roles that they had in your life contributing to the neglect or the trauma or the abuse. So let's see what we can do to focus on our healing in this. How do we heal our inner child? What is our purpose here? What is the purpose behind the stuff that we have been through? This came up in another reading I just recorded. Earth School, Life Lessons, Soul Growth, Study, and Higher Learning. The purpose of the pain is Earth School. We are here to learn. If any of you have ever done, meditations or past life things, or read any of the Life Between Lives and gone down that quantum healing hypnosis technique, and learning that we're here because we signed up for Earth School. We're here because we enlisted to be here. And we're here because lessons are opportunities for growth. I always think of it like, Mario Maker or Minecraft or any of these coding games where you're building your own games. And think of this like life. What if you're the creator? This is just a perspective. You don't have to take it. Just consider it. What if you created this life for you? As bad as it has sucked so far, or as good as it has been, as crazy as it has been, what if you were the maker of this level? And what if you knew how badass you were and how strong you were, therefore you created these obstacles? What if you built this level because you knew that your incarnation as your human this time is going to help you and you can actually make it through? I watch my son play Mario Maker 2, and he'll build these levels, and he's like, yeah, I made it really, really difficult so that I have a hard time beating it. Because what's the point of coming to a life that's, if we're the creators of our life, right? If we set this play up, set this movie up for this version of you this lifetime, what if, Cracked Open. So I am recovering from my traumas with Cracked Open, Rock Bottom, Surrender to the Alchemy of Life. You have to be wide open to be able to surrender. It's very, very hard to regain control and have control and keep your hand in a tight fist and holding everything that you love dearly like this because of fear, or I don't want to lose things, or I don't want to lose control because when I lose control, X, Y, Z might happen, or maybe I want to close off because I don't want to be open and let people see what's in my hands. But surrender to the alchemy of life is like, okay, I'm going to surrender to see how my recovery process is going to be, what I'm going to go through. Because if I've already hit my rock bottom or a rock bottom, sometimes we hit multiple. Sorry, someone's like screaming or crying outside. It's a kid crying for their dad, I think. That's interesting. That's very interesting. I take everything as a sign, and so I'm processing that. All right, it's a child crying out for help. So surrendering to the alchemy of life is, well, they're playfully, not like not like bad outside, just to clarify that. Alchemizing is also making something out of other ingredients, right? So we do this when we cook, we alchemize. We do this when we take metals and we make jewelry. We do this when we're manifesting and we're taking this parts of my life and we're like, you know what? How can I take this and create something beautiful out of it? So let's see. I'm healing my inner child. Fall into my arms. Oh, another surrender card. Surrender, holding the opposites in the extremes of life. Extremes of life and holding the opposites. So I always see this as a polarity card. Joy, pain, pleasure, pain. It's like learning to value and see and appreciate how far we've come because of the contrast that we've experienced. So knowing what it feels like to feel love versus neglect, knowing what it feels like to feel seen versus unseen, knowing what it feels like to feel wanted and appreciated versus apathy, could care less, or anything like that. Fall into my arms is think of it also with inner child. Like, what do you do? Like I have children, so when they're hurting growing up, the first thing I do is hold them. That's comfort, that's nourishment, that's love, that's come here, I've got you, you're safe with me. Let me nourish you, let me care for you. So fall into my arms, it's just like, here, come rest. Come play, come hug me, come snuggle. In so many words. So let's see. I'm learning to trust others. Let's see. Clarification. Oops. Okay. The card that fell out for this. I feel like anytime I do readings for everybody else, I also feel like this is for myself. Baby steps. So learning to trust others comes with baby steps. Following your intuition before it makes sense. That's interesting because it's like, we know in our gut red flags, hesitation, resistance. We know when we're forcing something that shouldn't be forced. So when it comes to learning to trust others, it's like, take these baby steps, but use your intuition. And using your intuition before it makes sense is going, you know what? I actually do feel that this is a safe environment for me to be in, or this is a safe or unsafe friendship to be in, or whatever the trust is coming in. So if you're learning to trust others, it's like, one, trusting yourself that you can make the best decisions for you, and then two, trusting, and this is where the vulnerability comes in, that I trust that others will also reciprocate the love back to me, but I don't give love just to get it back. I give love because that's who I am. I love people unconditionally because I am love, and it's like, it's different than doing something just to receive that attention back. Like, I'm not going to give you a compliment just so you compliment me back. That's not what reciprocation is, right? So baby steps, learning to trust others, learning also what feels right for you in this right time in your life. Like, if right now is a season where you're supposed to be focusing on your career and building up your legacy, because like, especially right now with everything the way that it is unfolding, things out of our control, right? Things we can't control in terms of what things are going to cost us. Maybe the focus is work right now. Maybe the focus is career. While you're healing, you need to know what kind of safety you're going to find, who you can trust, because you don't want to be around people who are going to deter you from your goals right now. It's like, if I go and say, look, these are the things I'm working on and this is what I want to do, and yet if I constantly had people that were like, no, come out, go out with us, or I wanted to constantly get out of the house instead of sitting and working on my goals, those are things I need to take in consideration of like, who really has, do I have first besides others, but do I have my best interest at heart first? And then do other people have my best interest at heart? Because my friends will be like, okay, I know you're really busy. Do you have time for blah, 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 blah? But it's like, yes, I'll make time for these things, but I also have to take accountability and make sure I'm working on my goals, my day-to-day things, the things I want to create and leave in the legacy for this world and all of that, right? Bottom of the deck, lifting the veil, question everything, and everything unaligned must go. Lifting the veil is removing so that you can see clearly. Everything unaligned must go. This is why you gotta have a vision, a goal, something to help you. If you feel like you're stuck in life, if you feel like you're stagnant, you're not growing, you're not doing enough, if you feel like, okay, I need to get my shit together because the way that I'm running isn't functioning and sustaining properly, remember this, anything unaligned must go. So does this align with what I'm trying to do? Yes or no? Does hanging out with this person align with what I'm trying to do? Yes or no? Does this job I'm in align with what I want to do with my world? Or is it just a paycheck? Those kind of questions. Figuring out what is and isn't in alignment. All right, I'm gonna pull some tarot. Hold on, I need to get some water. I'm thirsty, parched. All right, what do we want? Let's get some tarot. So, all right, tell us more. Tell us more about where we're at and where we need to go, what we're coming out of, what energy we're going into, what we need to focus on. Just give it to us raw. That sounded weird, but you know what I mean. Raw, real. See what we got here. Seven of Wands. Seven of Wands is the card of standing up for yourself. So you see she's got her wand, she's putting her barrier around her, protecting herself. That's, you know, you're standing up for yourself is setting boundaries. No, man, I can't go out. I'm busy. I'm doing this. I'm not saying to never do those other things, but like prioritizing. Standing up for yourself. So if there's other people who are wronging you or mistreating you or, you know, not fully valuing you, whatever, Seven of Wands is going to be standing up for yourself. And hold on, let me see what else comes up with that card. Let's see. Seven of Wands. Your fiery drive has given you the strength and willpower to climb to the top of the cliff, only to have others to try to knock you back down. You've succeeded and you're feeling strong, but others may be jealous. They'll try to make you feel less and sow seeds of doubt in yourself. Don't let them. You deserve to be here and fight for yourself. You deserve to be here. You deserve to be here. All right, we got the Hanged Man in reverse. So let's see, Hanged Man, that's Neptune energy. Neptune is the planet of, let's see, we got Pisces. Hanged Man in reverse. Stalling, disinterest, stagnation. So this is avoiding sacrifice. So maybe this is like pause or in between, not making any moves, or just kind of like avoiding what needs to be given up. See, oh, we got two sevens. Seven of Wands, Seven of Swords in reverse. Seven of Swords in reverse. This is a confession. This is the conscious. This is regret. Truth being revealed. This is opening up. Opening up with yourself. Opening up with others. Let's see. And let's pull for this last one. I'm learning to trust others. Ooh. Okay, well that flew out. Sorry. Judgment in reverse. So this is, we got to heal from self-doubt. Dude, our lack of self-awareness, failure to learn lessons, and self-loathing. So getting out of self-doubt. Okay. Dude, self-awareness is key. That way you are not, you're consciously aware of how you respond, how you react, and how you move forward in the world. Everything that you do when you're self-aware becomes intentional and on purpose, and you're not just like flying by the seat of your pants all the time. You're just like, okay, if I'm doing something, why am I doing this? Why am I doing this? Why am I talking like this? Why am I saying these things? Or what's my point in all of this? Like, what's, like, I always check myself. And I definitely, that might be like all my grounded earth sign energy is just very blunt and to the fucking point. Like, yo, if you're feeling this way, why are you feeling this way, Mio? Why is this feeling coming up? What's the root of it? What's getting in your way? What is stopping you from doing this, saying this, or being this? Is this not your purpose? Is this not the path you're supposed to be down? Are these not your people? Whatever the case may be, or even within myself, like self-awareness, 1000%, you have to be aware of who you are. And also so you stay out of other people's messes, you know, or, you know, knowing who to get involved with. And a lot of it too, like I kept pulling the Hermit card for myself recently, and that's like, dude, that was all about going within. Isolating in a healthy way to recharge and to know who I am before I can go and put myself out into the world. All right, Sun card in reverse. Yeah, so this is any blocked happiness. That's interesting because it's also excessive enthusiasm, but it comes with unrealistic expectations and maybe even a slight conceitedness or overconfidence. Finding balance, because you can't be so fake. You can't be so overly positive if you're not embodying it, you know? Sun in reverse, let's see. Yeah, being realistic with our expectations. And then bottom of the deck, Seven of Pentacles, upright actually. Seven of Pentacles upright is rewards, results, growth, progress, perseverance, but it's also a card of delayed success. So as you're healing, as you're working on your childhood traumas, as you're healing from the past, which all these things can happen simultaneously, and the more that we become ourselves and we're, you know, feeling comfortable in our own skin, she has to water these plants every single day. This is earth energy. This is pentacles. Like, this isn't just air and fire. This is earth. Things that get planted into the ground that you have to show up and cultivate. It's not fast sometimes. All right, let me see if anything else, what other decks we want to pull from real quick. And pull from the Moonology card, see if there's anything else that wants to come from here. A new start is coming, new moon. So new moon, it's dark. You can't quite see it yet. You can't see what's illuminated, but it's coming. And we also have a new moon coming up beginning. I think it's on April 1st. You know, so go hermit mode. Just be by yourself, turn off your phone, get off social, don't talk to nobody, don't watch nothing, don't let anything else influence. You just go create, or go sit, journal, sit with your silence. You don't always have to have something infiltrating your energy and your aura like that. You don't always have to have things blaring their information at you, because that's what energy is. It's all energy. Energy's energy. Well, you know what I mean. Don't let pride get in your way. Full moon in Leo. Oh, here's the interesting too. So you got a new full moon in Leo and a new moon in Leo. So it's interesting that it's a balance, because it's like confidence is your key to success, but not being prideful about it. So being confident in who you are, what you bring to this world, what you exude, but don't get cocky, okay? And if you watched my Instagram live the other day about my marketing talk, I said my top tips that I've learned over 10 plus years in sales and marketing is relax, don't be weird, don't be annoying, be yourself, just be genuine. That's not ego, that's not pride, but it's confidence, right? We've got those. And let's go ahead and pull. Let's see if anything wants to come out of your girlfriend's no bullshit love oracle. And you can just take this as the relationships in your life. If you want an extended to see more with these cards, you can always head over to the other channel. Guarded hearts, there's fear of vulnerability here. And actions always speak louder than words. Pay attention. I will definitely say, like, yeah, watch out when things misalign. See what you feel in your intuition also of like words versus actions, of how people show up for you. There's a lot of people who say that they support me. Yeah, I'm like, how? How are you supporting me? Do you actually believe in me, or are you over here putting seeds of self-doubt into my energetic field in the garden I'm trying to grow? Do you really, you know, are you just being nice? There's a lot of people out there who are just nice for their own selfish gains. So just being cautious. All right, Spirit, what needs to come out? All right, we got fall in love with life. You draw in your soul family when you do. Take it all in, enjoy it, and don't fucking complicate it, okay? This is a surrender card. This is a relax, just appreciate where you are today and what's going on. And then this one though, falling in love with your life, is like, this is the life that you enjoy waking up to. These are the people you enjoy serving. These are the clients you enjoy serving, the type of people you want to work with, the type of friends in our life. Like, I started falling in love with my life, and what happened was I began to see and appreciate and learn to love other people unconditionally the more that I fell in love with myself, my flaws, my imperfections, learning to not be so judgmental. Everybody fucks up, right? And what happened was this soul family just started coming out of the woodworks. And it's people from all various walks of life, different ages, different occupations. And these are my fucking people. And if I tried to overthink it, I would complicate it. But instead, I'm like, all right, we're here on a mission together. This is nice to see you again. All right, so I think that's what we got out of that one for right now. Let's go Quickies deck. So this is another deck that I created from the Souls and Stardust Podcast with Shannon. This is a yes, no, maybe deck. So if you have any questions that you want answered or clarity on, basically you'll just hold that question in your heart. So just think about a question. Yes, no, maybe. Do I move forward with this? Do I end this? Did I do this? Whatever comes to mind first. Don't overthink it. It's just whatever happens to pop into your mind that way. Okay, so like that's falling. You're overthinking it. Shit or get off the pot. This is one of my favorite cards because it's very much like earth sign energy of like, dude, make a fucking decision. Does it light you up, right? What are you overthinking? Make a fucking decision. Once you decide, make a move. Or if you decided to make a move, stick to that. You can't keep going back and forth. Let's see if there's anything else that wants to come out. Anything else we need to know? So think of a yes, no, maybe question. That might have been it. Stop giving yourself away. Do not let your energy be leached by people who are not helping you grow or nourishing you or good for you. Do not give yourself away. Do not give away. And you know the difference. You know the difference between, okay, this is an opportunity that I need to step into and talk to this person and, you know, exchange energy in such a way. But you also know the difference between someone who's manipulating you, using you. You are there for their pleasure, but do they show up in the ways that you need them? Giving yourself away is also like a misalignment where you're like, well, am I giving myself away physically, but this person isn't helping me energetically replenish myself? Or is it like a mismatch of energetic, like, you know, I seem to be always be the one to help you, but yet like you're never really there when I need you. You never really listen to my issues. You know, you never really hear me out, or you don't ever really see me, but I seem to always be there for you. Something like that would be giving yourself away. So boundaries, boundaries, boundaries. Anything else wants to come out? Okay, so this one, caught in a loop. Again, pay attention to the feedback loops in your life. Feedback loop meaning your thoughts, your behavior, your pattern, conditioning. These will all create loops in your life, and you'll further manifest more and more and more of the same shit. So the way to switch up the feedback loop, you have to start and change your thoughts and change your emotions. And so going into visualization, meditation, and maybe we'll just do something here in a moment too, where we're gonna maybe try to clear out some stuff and see how it works. Because basically, like, if you are listening to a track on Spotify and you accidentally hit the loop, it's just going to keep playing the same fucking song over and over and over again. And sometimes what that looks like is you're playing the same loop, but it's like, oh, now it's a cover song of the same song, but it's a different person singing it. So sometimes that's our relationships. You're like, fuck, this song again? Oh my God. Like last night I went to a restaurant, had a date with my girlfriends, and by the third time I heard the cover version of Adam Sandler's I Want to Grow Old With You, I was like, oh my fucking God, like I can't. Like, this song is on repeat. What the hell? And it was a different song with same song, different person. So that is caught in a loop. How many times are we going to play out these opportunities to change in our life? So we're given these tests, we're given these opportunities, and every time we make a decision, we're going down a different pathway and creating and lighting up new blocks and new neural pathways and new ways of doing things. But if you keep going back, if you keep doing the same shit, you're not shitting or getting off the pot. You're just overthinking it. You're just stuck. Every time you're overthinking and you're bringing yourself to this thought process and this loop. So what do? We change our thoughts. We shift our emotions. We find ourselves before we can worry about meshing with anybody else. Because if you're stuck in this shit, this overthinking loop, you're giving yourself away, there's no way that is sustainable. Okay? So I'm gonna do one more card from this other deck, and then we'll do a little exercise. This is from the White Light Oracle. one more time. All right, number 16, the sun, 417 hertz. So let's see. Sorry, I always mess up like, boop. Okay, so let's see what this means. The sun of 417 hertz. You have what it takes. You are a light bearer. Within you is a healing power and spiritual wisdom you can tap into to find your way through any confusion or doubt. Have confidence in yourself and know that you are enough. Expect an affirming yes from the universe. So let's see what this says. Our sun is a self-luminous being. It does not reflect light or energy from other sources, but rather generates its own light. It is quite literally an enlightened being. The sun is our spiritual mentor, teaching us how to be spiritually self-reliant when we cannot find support or guidance externally and need to go it alone for a time. Such phases can be difficult, but their temporary and inner spiritual strength is built during such times. Dude, that's what we're talking about, going hermit mode. Sometimes we don't realize our own strength until circumstances force us to find out. Connecting to one's own inner light is a precious and empowering gift. It allows you to feel spiritually held from within. Once you've established such an inner connection, you are unlikely to give your power away again. Damn! It's talking about giving away your power. That's what we're talking about. Less prone to being manipulated and more likely to live in harmony with your soul values rather than the typically soul-denying priorities of mass consciousness. As your soul connects to the inner sun, your relationship to the light heals. It is not seen as separate. Instead, the soul begins to recognize the light as a constant inner reality that can be relied on for sanctuary. As the soul recognizes itself as the higher self, a being of light, the fears of the mind no longer dominate the heart as they used to. The inner light encourages the heart to depend upon its wisdom, to live as though the light was more real than the darkness of doubt and worry. The soul turns within, begins to tap into its own potential, and in doing so gains further self-confidence, spiritual empowerment, and loving presence. If you are criticized, misunderstood, or disrespected by those around you, rely upon your inner connection to the light to see you through such dark times. You can commune with your inner light in private without needing to explain, justify, or even speak to anyone. What did I just say? Going to hermit mode. All right. Your inner light shall continue to shine bright no matter what is happening around you. The frequency of 417 is the spiritual truth serum. It undoes false perceptions and dismantles circumstances and situations that are not meant for the soul. When a challenging situation is helping the soul to grow, this frequency will help you understand how to work through it in a soul-centered way, staying connected to the light within. If a situation, such as a toxic relationship, is creating a barrier between the soul and the light, weakening its ability to evolve and causing it to become stuck in trauma and negative patterns, this frequency will dismantle the negative circumstances. You always have free will, but your capacity to exercise the free will in a self-loving way will become more available to you. Okay, so it says the healing process for this. So it says, take a moment to connect consciously to your breath as it flows in and out. Let yourself ground in the here and now as you become fully present. So let's take a few deep breaths. So we're going to go in through the nose, out through the mouth. And again, in through the nose. Hold, 2, 3, 4, out through the mouth. One more time. And on every breath, just relax your neck and shoulders a little bit more, letting go a little bit more. And letting your body just fall into relaxation. So imagine, visualize, feel, or intend that your awareness is traveling inside of you on your breath. So as you breathe in, your awareness moves deeper within. As you breathe out, your awareness drops lower and deeper within. As you enter your inner world, you naturally move into the openness and spaciousness of your inner self. Within its depths, you become aware of a point of light. Simply by noticing it, you immediately merge with it. It fills you with love and peace and surrounds you with healing and protection. This is the light of your inner sun, your higher self. As much as you can, allow yourself to become mindless in that light. There is just light, radiant, beautiful light. Be in this for as long as it feels good, and return slowly to the body by following your breath as it flows in and out. Ground and take care to hydrate yourself over the next few hours. So we're gonna go into that. Just start deep breathing. So I like to do in through the nose. Hold for 4, 2, 3, out for 7. And again. We follow this light. With each breath, this light goes deeper within us, illuminating all parts of us. In any place that is dark, we shed light and we wrap it in love. And I spread my arms around you, giving you unconditional love, letting you feel your worth, feeling your support, your clarity that you need. Deep breath in, out. Relax your shoulders. We're just going to sit here for just a moment longer. Breath. So we facilitate our healing process from within. May our love shine from within onto the lives of others. And may we find purpose in everything that we've ever been through.